She'd been invited by her best friend Reina to dinner at a fancy restaurant. The moment she walked in, she was met with sneers and disdainful glances. Seated around the table were her high school classmates, and she was the one they'd gathered to mock and look down on. It all traced back to high school, when she'd endured unbearable bullying. Back then, there was a boy in their class who was tormented by their peers for being gentle-natured. But Misa had never cared about the gossip. She'd always gone out of her way to be kind to him. Reina would often warn her to stay away from the boy, telling her not to get too close. Yet Misa had caught Reina cozying up to him behind her back. Slowly but surely, the entire class had turned on Misa. They'd even deliberately knocked over the bento her dad had slaved over to make for her during lunch. And in those moments, Reina had never stood by her. Instead, she'd gone off to eat with the rest of the group. This time, she was determined to change her tragic fate. She put on a dress she loved and got a haircut she'd always wanted. When she walked into the restaurant, she was no longer the lost, awkward girl she'd once been.
遅くなっちゃってごめんね。今日は誘ってくれてありがとう。あ、ごめんね、話中断させちゃって。私の悪口でしょ？遠慮なく続けて。
何見せつけに来たの？寒。
神戸さ、性格の悪さ変わってないね。
聞きに来たの。ずーっと気になってたこと。私。どうしてみんなに嫌われちゃったのかなって。
あんたがうちらに嫌われた理由？
自分のせいでしょ。
やめようもう。
神戸、優斗のこと好きだったよね。でも優斗が玲奈のこと好きになったからって玲奈に陰湿な嫌がらせしたのみんな知ってるから。
嫌がらせ？
無視したりネットに悪口書き込んだり教科書捨てたり。
誰がそんなこと言ったの？
ごまかしたって無駄だよ。玲奈本人から聞いたんだから。
うちらが証人だし。ずーっと我慢してたってうちらの前で号泣してほんとかわいそうだった。
そう。
それにあんたさ、勘違いのキモい手紙優斗に送ったよね。これ以上ストーカーするなら学校にも警察にも訴えるって。
It turned out the real reason she'd been ostracized by the whole class was Reina's vicious rumors. Just as the classmates were about to leave, a man stood up from the table. It was the boy from all those years ago that he'd been misunderstanding Misa all this time too.
あの頃、神戸さんを信じてあげられなくて、本当にごめんなさい。
私はただ高校生の何をしたの？何をしてみんなに嫌われたのって。でも聞けなかった。自分に原因があるって思ってたから。でも今はあんたらとつるまなかった高校1年生の自分を思いっきり褒めてあげたい。一人じゃ何にもできないくせに群れてつるんで人を叩くことしか能がない人たちの友達なんかじゃなくて本当によかった。レナ、私いらない。平気で相手を傷つける友達ならいらない。相手が傷つくことを喜ぶ人は友達じゃない。だからいらない。これからの人生でいくらでも友達ができるって信じてるから。
Watching Misa, who she'd once manipulated like a puppet, fight back so boldly, Reina, who'd always played the good guy, was left completely tongue-tied. This time, Misa had finally said goodbye to her timid old self. As soon as she walked out of the restaurant, a sudden downpour began. And right then, Suzuki ran over. He wasn't a savior, and he didn't want to be her savior. He just wanted to stand by her side and fight together.